Welcome back to Film Room with Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell. Kevin, you work all offseason to get a good start. You start 2-0. You have to be thrilled with how the guys are playing.
Yeah, Pete, there's a lot of examples over these first two games we really could have looked at from a standpoint of how we want to play, flow scheme on defense, forcing turnovers, generating points on offense. But what I wanted to start out with today on the offensive side is something our fans have probably heard of. I know our players are starting to be able to memorize it in their sleep, the word play style. And I thought for our first touchdown of the season, going back to the opener in New York, I thought it'd be a great chance to kind of look at a lot of little details that kind of make this go.
Handoff, Jones tries to get the left edge, running for the pylon, touchdown! Aaron Jones runs the Minnesota Vikings to a 6-3 lead.
Okay, so we'll jump into it. Aaron Jones with his MetLife leap to finish this thing for the touchdown. Hoping to see him do it at the bank here sooner rather than later, coming to a theater near you. But I thought this was a really good thing, all-encompassing. First and foremost, who do we have right here? We've got Justin Jefferson. And even though we're in under center, run kind of formation here, I think that's important to highlight because what do you see? You see a safety standing right there, ready to potentially double team, working with the corner there on Justin. So what does that really mean for us as we play this thing? That means we're going to get a split safety defense. So who is this right here? This is the nickel, really two DBs down right there if you see them. That really highlighted last week when we scored against the Niners on the touchdown to Sherfield. We're not going to look at that play, or to Speedy. We're not going to look at that play today because we're going to just look at good old-fashioned running right here. So what I want to first watch for first is just the fact that we win the line of scrimmage. And if we restart that, you'll see basically what I'm looking for as the coach, Pete, is can we maintain, especially down here in the red zone when you are going to run it, you've got to at least maintain the line of scrimmage. And first and foremost, you'll see we absolutely do that on the play. You'll also see from a standpoint of Jordan Addison, he's going to go in here, all 180 pounds of him, soaking wet, and take on this nickel and really set this run. You're going to get BP kind of getting a piece of that corner right there. And then the other block I really want to highlight is Johnny Munt out there on the edge on Burns. See how he sets that edge? Defenses want to set the edge. We want to basically set the edge for the run. And when we look at it from the end zone, you'll see it from Aaron Jones' perspective. We're trying to basically set this thing downhill. If we can run it and hit our head on the goalpost, that's what we want to do. But there's a good chance, especially as Jordan comes in here, that we're essentially going to have an 11 personnel version of a goal line run. Trying to get a hat for a hat. The only guy that will be unblocked in this instance is that safety right there. But it's easier said than done. This looks like a great play on the chalkboard. You still got to go execute it. Johnny Munt setting that edge, and then BP fighting the fight. He's kind of our junkyard dog. And then just going back to this thing, we'll watch the finish here by Aaron with the speed and burst. But I just want to see it one more time from the end zone, and you'll see Aaron set this whole run. Watch him stay disciplined in his track, and right about the time he feels that thing come to life for the bounce run, he's going to take it out there, and the rest is just a race to the pylon. Aaron Jones has done this 1,000 times. This is the first time he's done it wearing that purple helmet, and I'll tell you what a sight to see Aaron come alive in the first game, getting the ball in the end zone, but running the football in the red zone, play style, coming to life. Absolutely love that clip right there.
And there's nothing more frustrating for a defensive coordinator to know that Nick McLeod, the corner, had contained.
Yep.
He was wider, but he just didn't get the job done.
No doubt.
And so there's no scheme that can stop that.
And that's where, part of running the football sometime, I think Wes Phillips and our guys do a great job building the run plan, but the players got to make it come to life. And then it's still, players on the field. That finish by Aaron, his ability to race to the pylon, I thought was awesome.
Bunch formation to the right. Oh, wow! Ginkel, touchdown! Wow!
That's the fourth touchdown in Andrew Van Ginkel's career.
A turnover here late in the game to kind of put it away, ice the game for us. But we know on our defense, we get all these guys up along the line of scrimmage, there's going to be a really good chance for us to activate an offense kind of in defense mechanism right there. We've got more than they can block right there, Pete. So what's going to happen is they're building something where they're going to just try to throw a screen. And as you watch this thing, what really isn't on this clip, but I would love for people to see and go back and watch at home, is Andrew Van Ginkel's eyes. If we started again, right about the time this formation got set, Gink took a look to his left and he said, I know it's all up. I know they have to have an answer for a zero pressure right here. And he looked out there and said, okay, bunch set, expanded from the formation, kind of forming what we call a diamond formation on offense. That just screams potential quick screen out here. And watch the way Gink gets off the rock right here, because he's really thinking, if this is drop back pass, I may be the unblocked defender, which would allow me to go get an easy sack. But watch the instincts take over. He's already blinked it and saw that this was a possibility. And then watch his get off right here. He's really, at this point, running a route to just go kind of meet the ball. And if he can catch it, great, but we for sure want to knock it down. How about the hand-eye coordination to go make that play? Let's look at it from the end zone, because I think fans will see. Look at the stress that we're causing for these guys. If all these guys come forward, if they all come forward right here, we've got more than they got. It's simple math at this point. There's no pen, there's no offensive coach, there's no guru into this. We just got more guys than you do.
You're forcing the issue.
Forcing the issue, but watch the way Gink comes off the ball right here and just plays the hands right there. Folks at home, I'm telling you, this is essentially like going to the driving range and standing out in front of Pete here when he takes the big driver out and swings and trying to catch this ball standing 10 feet out in front of it. This is as hard as it gets. Elite instincts, and then the hand-eye coordination to finish this thing is just unbelievable. And how about the swaggy finish? That's about as much as we're going to get out of Gink, but that's not important. The important thing is touchdown Vikings off of a turnover, being all about the ball. I thought it was huge.
It's amazing. It's no matter how big, how fast, how tall, you got to be smart.
Yeah.
If he gets too close to the tackle, because he's taught to do what? Cut him, get his hands down, right? And he just widened himself into that throwing lane and made an unbelievable play. So
that's
very
a great
smart
point.
Football player.
That's a great point. Another kind of new addition, working with one of our, really standards of playing defense around here, Josh Metellus, is Blake Cashman.
2nd and 11. Blocked by Kittle. Deflected, ricochet. Metellus has picked it up. On McCallum. Breaking tackles. Out of bounds. Turnover.
San Francisco now, at this point in the game, we had kind of made them uncomfortable. They get in the gun, we had some checks to make them uncomfortable. They're underneath the center. They're thinking maybe it's going to be some sort of a run pressure right here. So Kyle's just going to drop back and throw the ball, drop back pass. Simple concept. We're going to be able to double the up the field vertical right here. And then at this point, you're going to see essentially Juszczyk is just going to try to find a way in the soft zone. They're going to run another in-breaker kind of vertical route and just have Debo floating out here for the check down. What you're going to see right here is I want everybody to take a look right here at Blake Cashman. Pre-aligned as kind of a hook player outside the hash over there, but Blake's very well aware that he's got to be able to really patrol that entire area right there if Josh Metellus is going to push through and match Debo out to the flat, because we knew he'd be a huge check down, bubble, get it in his hands. He's the best, one of the best in football yards after catch. But watch Blake trigger and fire and just get there in time, almost picks it himself, but he tips the ball. Bynum's, finishing right at the football, aggressive downhill. We get the interception. And when we look at it from the end zone, you're going to see just how much space he's got to cover. So he's really responsible, like I said, for dropping underneath anything there. He's got to be able to play that area of the field, and he's off of the quarterback's eyes. But I just want to watch how fast he triggers right there. Bang. He's seeing it right now. Purdy's eyes are still right down the middle of the field, but he's feeling the void. Much like we try to do on offense, throwing in voids and vacancies. He's anticipating Brock's going to reset. There he is right there, feet and eyes. And then it's just a race. How fast can I get there? Really covering that kind of width of the hash to go get involved in this play. He not only gets there, he almost makes the play himself, but deflecting the ball, tips and overthrows. We talk about them, we drill them every single day. Ends up being a little bit of a volleyball possession right there with 3 Vikings touching it, but finishing with Josh Metellus on the interception. Really, those 2 plays, what are we talking about? We forced 2 game-changing one in New York to end the football game, really. And then obviously critical moment in the game, we score on the very next play. But instincts, understanding of how we're going to be attacked. I think Flo and his staff are doing a phenomenal job. Play calls are one thing, but the players making it come to life on the field is what I'm most proud of. Looking forward to see more and more of that as we go through the season.
And turnovers, momentum, can't be any different than last year.
That's right.
Is how it started last year, 2-0, because of turnovers and momentum.
That's exactly right.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, and we'll be back soon with another very special edition of Vikings Film Room with head coach Kevin O'Connell.